Hello, I'm Raj Shekhar, and welcome to the Open Book, where I open my heart and mind on everything. Here, we question beliefs we rarely examine and the choices that shape our world. Nothing is off the table. Some questions may unsettle you. Some answers may challenge you. Join me to open the book. The future is being written now, and we are holding the pens. This is the second podcast in the series, The Inheritance. This series is about legacy. Not the legacy of wealth or titles or awards, but the deeper inheritance we leave behind, the world itself. The air our children breathe. The water they drink. The forests that support their lives. And the societies that nurture them. In short, the planet they will inherit from us. Today's question is uncomfortable. Are we becoming too many for the world we live in? Let me begin with an image. Imagine a train. When we boarded, the train was already full. Seats taken. People standing in the aisles. Bags everywhere. But instead of stopping, we kept pushing more people inside. More bodies. More pressure. And strangely, no one wants to be the person who says, enough. Just over a century ago, around 1916, there were about 1.8 billion human beings on Earth. That was the world of our great-grandparents. Forests were vast. Rivers ran clear. The oceans seemed endless. Today, there are more than 8 billion of us. And by 2050, we are expected to approach 10 billion. In barely 1 century, we have multiplied more than 4 times. 4 times the mouths to feed. 4 times the water demand. 4 times the pressure on land, forests, oceans and oxygen. 4 times the waste. And yet we continue to speak of growth as if growth is automatically virtuous. Something about this conversation is deeply dishonest. Let me be clear. Human civilization has achieved remarkable things. Child mortality has fallen dramatically. Life expectancy has increased. Vaccines have saved millions of lives. Medicine has pushed back death. These are extraordinary achievements. But there is a question we rarely ask aloud. Can a finite planet support infinite multiplication? Every ecosystem has what scientists call a carrying capacity. Beyond a certain point, systems begin to degrade. This is not ideology. It is biology. Even the bacteria in a laboratory dish eventually hit the limits of space and nutrients. And yet we behave as if human numbers can grow forever without consequences. Of course, we reassure ourselves that technology will save us. 2 centuries ago, the economist Thomas Malthus warned that population grows faster than food production. For a while, it seemed he was wrong. The Green Revolution dramatically expanded food production with fertilizers, irrigation, and mechanization. But outrunning a limit is not the same as eliminating it. Today, agriculture consumes roughly 70% of the world's freshwater. Livestock occupies enormous areas of land while delivering only a fraction of the calories humans consume. Forests are cleared to grow feed and wood. Aquifers are sinking. Soils are eroding faster than nature can rebuild them. At the same time, climate change is already reducing crop yields in vulnerable regions. So the truth is this: we are not simply many. We are many and hungry. And not just hungry for food. Hungry for energy. Hungry for meat. Hungry for comfort. Hungry for endless consumption. Some people love this. Political parties benefit from larger populations. Religious institutions gain more followers. Businesses gain more customers. Governments gain more taxpayers. But here is the uncomfortable question: who pays the ecological bill? The reality is uneven. Population growth is fastest in regions that are already poor and climate vulnerable. At the same time, the wealthiest societies consume vastly more resources per person. A child born into affluence can leave a carbon footprint dozens of times larger than that of a child born into poverty. So when we talk about population pressure, we must also talk about consumption pressure. The equation is simple. More people, combined with higher consumption, equals exponential strain on the planet. Look at the cities. More than half of humanity now lives in urban areas. By mid-century, nearly 70% of the world's population will live in cities. Slums expand. Infrastructure creaks. Heat intensifies. Floods multiply. We stack humans into concrete towers and then wonder why anxiety, loneliness, stress, and violence grow. Water is becoming scarce. Rivers are shrinking. Aquifers are emptying. And history teaches us what follows scarcity. Conflict. When resources tighten, identities harden. Nationalism rises. Migration becomes political or ecological. Neighbors begin to distrust one another. We retreat into smaller tribes precisely when global cooperation is most necessary. And still we refuse to talk honestly about numbers. Why? Because numbers are personal, they touch religion. They touch politics. They touch the family. Let us look at spiritual wisdom on this. The Bhagavad Gita speaks about living in harmony with the order of the world rather than being driven by restless desire. The Aisha Upanishad begins with a powerful message: enjoy the world with restraint, not with greed. The Bible speaks of stewardship, humanity placed in the garden to tend it and protect it. The Buddha taught that craving leads to suffering. Craving more wealth, more power, more land, and more consumption. All our spiritual traditions warn against excess. Yet our economic systems often celebrate it. And we stand between these two ideas, fooling ourselves by pretending there is no contradiction. Meanwhile, scientists are now speaking about something astonishing. The aging process can be slowed dramatically. Even death could become a choice. Pause and think about that. What happens if longer lives are added to growing populations? Without natural limits. The arithmetic becomes explosive. Technology without wisdom can become dangerous. Let us be blunt. If population continues to expand while consumption continues to rise, the correction will not be gentle. Nature has its own balancing mechanisms. Famines, diseases, conflicts, ecological collapse. The COVID pandemic gave us a glimpse of how fragile global systems can be, and we could only stand helplessly and watch. Was that a warning? Scientists estimate that humanity already consumes resources faster than the Earth can regenerate them each year. We are in what ecologists call ecological overshoot. Overshoot is not theoretical. It is forests burning. The oceans losing their lives. Soil degrading into a desert. Climate refugees fleeing across national borders. We call them crises. But ecology calls them consequences. So let us ask the uncomfortable questions. Is endless growth possible on a finite planet? Is it wise to assume innovation will always save us from arithmetic? And perhaps the hardest question of all. What kind of world are we leaving for those who come after us? The good news is that solutions exist. Educating girls stabilizes fertility rates. Voluntary family planning works. Shifting diets toward plant-based foods can dramatically reduce land and emission pressures. Smarter agriculture can protect soil and water. But these solutions require something rarer than technology: courage. At the policy level, that means universal education, reproductive autonomy, sustainable agriculture, consumption reform in wealthy societies, and genuine global cooperation. But at the personal level, it demands something even harder: restraint, choosing smaller families, choosing lower consumption, choosing leaders who prioritize sustainability, choosing responsibility. Because the truth is simple: no law forces us to waste water. No religion commands us to destroy ecosystems. And no politician can make ethical decisions for us. We cannot outsource moral responsibility. Every family has limits. A household cannot grow forever without planning. A planet cannot either. This is not anti-human. It is pro-future. The real question is not how many passengers we can squeeze into the train. The real question is whether the train will still have air to breathe, water to drink, and power to keep moving. We are the first generation in history that can clearly see the numbers, and possibly the last generation that still has the chance to act voluntarily rather than be forced by crises. Arithmetic does not negotiate. Nature does not hold elections. The train is still moving. Its doors are still open. The question is whether we will manage the crowd wisely or wait until the train breaks down. Thank you for joining me on the Open Book. You can read the full blog for more details and references. And I will see you again every Thursday, with another question we must not avoid. Until then, take care, and think about the world we are leaving behind.